All right. Good night once again. Do we know?
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, sir.
I
Good night.
see 11%. All right, we could start. This will be in class for persons who miss. So I don't expect much person to be on tonight. So
Okay.
this week we're dealing with algebra. Algebra is a very important topic. Very important topic when it comes to mathematics. So algebra, anybody know what algebra? What comes to mind when you hear algebra? Are you listening? Anytime you say X and Y. All right.
Using variables.
Indeed. So when you're dealing with variables, or some person might want to say letters or symbols to represent a quantity or a number or anything, that's when algebra comes in, right? So I want y'all to add up for me addition and subtraction of algebraic expressions. We gotta run through this a bit fast, but I'm sure that you will understand. Addition and subtraction of algebraic expression. Without any further delay, we go straight into it. Good. What I have here, I have x plus x. What that will give us? Some person will want to say x squared. Some persons might
X
want to.
plus X, sir.
Huh? Are listening? All right. So
The answer is X plus
x plus what?
2X, sir. 2X.
Right. The answer is 2x. So it's like we have x in one hand and we have an x and an x hand. How many x's we get all together? 2. Right? So it will be 2x. I know some persons thinking it will be x squared, but they ain't saying nothing. We go for the next one. 2x plus 3x. What this will give us?
5X, sir.
Exactly. So it's like basic addition. But the only difference is that we gotta include. We have to include x, right? Good. So in this case, it will be 5x. So the same principle applies when we're dealing with subtraction. Because let's say we have 3x subtract 2x. What will be your answer?
X.
X, right? Some person might want to say 1x. You could say 1x, you're not incorrect, but in mathematics, it is understood that 1 is in front of here, right? So we don't really put it. So instead of saying 1x, we just say x, right? Understood? It's like because we know, right? 3 minus 2 will give us 1. and then we just include the x. It's like 1x. In this case, we just say x because it is understood that 1 is in front here. So we don't usually mention it, right? Good. Moving on. So here, the coefficient of x is 2. The coefficient of x here is 3, meaning the number in front of the variable, right? So we add them and we have 5. And we replace, we're dealing with x, so therefore we just put the x there. So in this case, it will be 5x. What if we're dealing with 2 different variables now? So we're going to decide x plus y. What would be our answer there? That would
Sorry,
be,
triangle.
cannot work.
Plus y.
Cannot work because in maths, we only,
They're not like term.
they're not like terms. So we're only allowed to add and subtract like terms. If the variables are not the same, it will remain the same. You can't evaluate. So this will remain as x plus y, right? Good. Same thing goes to subtraction. Remember, this rule is applied to addition or subtraction, right? Let's say we have 2x plus 3y. Can't work because we're dealing with x here. This is an x term and this is a y term. So therefore it can't work. So we get the same thing. It will remain the same, right? Right? Good. Now, take this down. We go on some more interesting ones. Let's say we have x plus x square. What this will give us? X plus x square. X plus x square, what that will give us? Huh?
2x square.
Yeah.
No. So, you would agree that both of these terms involve x, right? First one is x, and the second one, we're dealing with x, but they are not. In maths, it needs to be completely the same. So this is x, and this is x squared. So in this case, they are different. They are not like terms. So it will remain the same. Nobody get you, huh? So remember, in order for add and subtract variables in math, it gotta be like terms. It gotta be the same, exactly the same. If we deal with x, in order for add it, you gotta deal with the next x. Deal with y, that's why. If we deal with y squared, in order for add it, you gotta deal with the next y squared. So let me go. Let's say we're going on this side now. Let's say we get 2x squared plus, let me use minus, right? Minus, what will be your answer here? Remember, it can work because both of these are x squared, so it means you could subtract. So what would be your answer there?
X squared.
X squared. Some person might want to say 1x squared, right? All right. Let me give you one more over here, just to make sure you get the understanding. You get y, 3y squared plus 3y squared. What would be your answer there? What would be your answer? 3y squared plus 3y squared.
18y.
6, because
6
3 and 3.
y.
Good. 3 and 3, 6. And we just put the y squared, right? Yeah, I like terms, so they can have. Good. So, everyone get the understanding, right, of how this works?
Excuse me, sir. How could the 2x square minus x square equals
X squared?
x square?
All right. So, what is the number in front of this here? I don't know if you're seeing it exactly.
1.
1, right?
1.
So 2, try to forget about the letters, x squared, right? So 2 minus 1 will give me 1, right? So therefore the coefficient gotta be 1, right? And we just put the x squared. But we don't do this.
So sorry.
Huh?
Sorry, don't add the power, sir.
Yeah, the power need to be there. Because that's the term you're dealing
No, you
with.
don't add it like this.
No, we don't add
No,
it.
basically like add it like in.
No, we don't do it in
Oh.
addition and subtraction of these. You add powers when we're multiplying, and that is something we'll do next, right? So the person that asks how we get x squared, remember 2 minus 1 will give us 1. And we put back the term, which is x squared. But in math, we don't put 1 x and 1 y and so. We just put y or we just put x. It is understood that 1 is there. Understood there? Can I move on? So now I would want to believe that everybody get a clear understanding of the principle of adding and subtracting algebraic terms, right? So let's move on to, all right, I'm glad. So let's move on to, I would want y'all to work some examples to me. But let me see if I can run through some examples very quickly. Very quickly. I want to make sure I cover everything that I plan to cover. All right. I think I could do this mentally, right? So for number 23, what would be your answer here?
X.
23. So we just add, right? 7 plus 2 plus 5 will give us
9. 14x, sir.
14x. Right? So all of the, what about this? You know to deal with negatives, right? Negative 8 minus 3 minus 4. If we can use a calculator to do so. Negative 8 minus 3 will give us negative 11. And minus 4
5, sir.
will give us negative 15. Check it in your calculator.
X.
Negative, huh? Put in your calculator negative 8 minus 3 minus 4.
On X, sir.
Yeah, 15, sir.
15.
Negative 15, right? Negative 15x. So you got to be very careful when dealing with negatives as signs, right? Good. So I believe all of this you should be able to work. Any problem, just inbox me. Don't forget. There's a lot of worksheet for you to work. I want to do multiplication and division. So add up multiplication and division of algebraic expressions. Multiplication and division of algebraic expressions. Here we have all right. Here we have x multiplying x. What will be your answer?
2x, sir.
X squared.
X squared, sir. Sorry, X.
All right. So when I'm multiplying, I always imagine that it is a couple by dealing with right now because it's like everything coming together. This multiplication sign here, remove it and just put it together. So what we get here is x and x together. But when there are two same terms coming together like this, we just represent it as x squared because there are two of them, right? X squared. Another way of understanding it is indices. Indices is something that we will do later on. There's something that is very simple because here, when we have x standing alone, what is the power of x? What power is here? 1, right?
1, sir.
Good. Also, the power here is 1. So that means when we're multiplying, the two same base, in this case the base is x. When we're multiplying two same base or two same terms, we usually add the power. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2. So that's another way of understanding it. Or you can just do it this way, imagine it this way, right? So what if we have 2x multiplied by 3x?
5x, sir.
I'm with multiplying. Think about it again.
6x square.
Good. So we multiply the numbers. The number, when we multiply, what we get? 6, right?
But
We multiplying, not adding.
start with a 6x square.
Good. And then we multiply the x. X times x. We know it's like 2 x's coming together. So that will give us x squared. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. What about 4x y multiplied by 2 . What would be our answer? 4xy multiplied by 2x. So we multiply the numbers. What we get?
8xy, sir.
8. Then we multiply.
8xy, sir.
Then
xy.
we multiply the x. Take your time.
X square.
So we multiply the x. So it'll be 4x squared. And then remember everything coming together. So let me give you a way to imagine it. So all of this coming together. So we multiply the numbers and all the letters coming together. So how many x's we putting together? We have an x here. We have an x here. And then we have a y. Everything coming together. But we cannot represent this like this. As I said here before. So therefore, this answer will need to be 8x squared y. Understood?
Sorry, could you just go over again?
Right. So as I said before, we're multiplying. All right? So we multiply the number. We have the coefficients, 4 and 2. 4 times 2 give us 8. See that? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Good. And the letters, as I said earlier, the letters usually come together. So how many terms we have here? We have the xy on this side, right? Then we have the x here. So it's coming together. So there are 2 x's here. So we could just represent it now as this. And we just put the y. That's a way to make you understand. But when you advance in math, you will look at this clearly and say, all right, this is got to be this 8x squared y. But this is just to show you how it operates or how to actually reach at this. So let me know if you understand. I'll give you some examples. Let me go to the worksheet. Yeah, I practice a lot. So I want y'all to do this mentally.
Excuse me.
No problem.
Excuse me.
Go
Can
ahead.
you please go up? Can you please go to the addition and subtraction? I didn't get to take pictures. Please.
I think the worksheet is in the group, you know. But let me go
Oh,
quickly. If it's in the group, I think you can download it or view it from the group.
hi.
All right, we're here, right? So looking at number 8, what would be our answer? Number 8.
12
12,
XY,
12xy.
YX or XY.
All right. The reason why we say in maths we do it in alphabetical order, so we don't say yx, we say xy, right? X then the y. If there's a z, same thing. We say yz or xz, right? Good. So it'll be 12. We multiply the number. We get 4 times 3 give us 12, and then the 2 come together. So remember, we only get powers when 2 or more terms adding multiplying to each other, right? Multiplying each other. So if there are 3 x's multiplying, it will give us x cubed, right? So in this case, you can't get no power because x and y is totally different. Let me give you the next one. We go down. All right, this one is interesting. What about number 58? Do it mentally. Multiply the numbers. We have 1 here. We have 1 here. We have 3 here. So 1 times 3 give us 3, right? And the numbers coming together, multiplying. So it'll be P, Q, R. So it's 3, P, Q, R. What about this one? 60. Do it mentally. Multiply the numbers. What we get?
30 XY.
30 XYZ.
Exactly. Y'all are getting there. Y'all are getting there. What about 73? Let me see if you are thinking. Add the numbers. Multiply, sorry. So we said 3 times 2 give us 6 times 4 give us 24, right?
24
24
X squared Y.
x squared y, exactly. Because remember, if you notice, it's 2x we're dealing with here. So that would, right away, that would give us an x squared. And then we have y, right? Good. Let me go to this. What about 2x plus 4x plus x. No, sorry. Plus multiplying, right? What will be your answer? 2x multiplied by 4x plus x.
X cubed.
2 times 4 times 1 will give us 8, right? How many x's we multiply? 3. So what need to be our power? Good. So when x is raised to the third power, we say it is x cubed. So our answer there is 8x cubed. Right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Right. So in the meantime, add up division. Division, right? Oh, well, let me do some division. I think I already add up multiplication and division, right? So division is simple. It's basically canceling. Let's say we get xy divided by y. We could also represent this as x, y upon y. Right?
Yes.
So if you see two same terms, or two same variables dividing each other, it means you can cancel it. So we have x here, y, sorry, and you have a y here. And then the result will be whoever is left. And in this case, our answer is x. Very, very simple. Nothing to worry about. Let's do our next example. See, we have like 5 minutes remaining on this session. So we know that when if it cuts off, it just log in back and we have another half, right? Good. Next week I will try to get the unlimited version so we don't have to delay after 40 minutes. So let's go ahead. So we have x squared dividing x. Dividing xy. So we have question. How many x's? So we have x squared. We could represent it like this. X squared upon xy. How many x's are at the top? How many x's multiplying? 2, right?
2, sir.
So for explanation purpose, after time right away, you're going to know what you're going to do. But for explanation purpose, we have 2 x's multiplying. So we have xy at the bottom. So we see that 2 x's at the top, 1 at the bottom. So we could cancel 1 with 1 here. Agree? You can't cancel 1 at the bottom and also for cancel all 2 at the top. If you cancel 1 at the bottom, you cancel 1 at the top. Right? So we're left x,
XY.
not xy. Xy is
X out of Y.
x upon y. Xy is they say it's not done. Is x dividing y. So this is our answer. So is your division simple? Very, very simple.
Yes, sir.
So Let me see if I can stop share screen and go to. All right. So give me a minute. So I want you guys to write this down very quickly. These two. Very, very quickly. Work it out, and then we command back. When we command back, you will produce the answers to me. Right? Because 1 minute remaining. So write it down. Command back, produce the answers to me. So when you come back to do some, I want you to improve your multiplying bracket skills, distributive law. I think these are some skills you will need for the next session, or next class, or next 2 classes. So remember this whole worksheet I work out. So work it out. I know you will come up with some issues, so make sure you reach out to me.